is Ann Pelt, and I'm going to be talking to you about self-care for parents. I am the ECSE social worker in Afton, Webster, and South County Head Start. Okay, so we are going to be talking about self-care. I know a lot of you have probably heard about that. It's kind of a buzzword right now, and you're wondering, how am I going to make time for that too? Well, the first step is that you're watching this video. So I'd say that you should give yourself a pat on the back because that's great that you're carving out a few minutes of your time to even just watch this video and learn a little bit more about what self-care is it possible for me to do, and how do I go about doing that? Make time for yourself because you are important. It says, what is self-care? According to Google, self-care means taking the time to do things that help you live well and improve both your physical health and your mental health. So why is that important? It's important because when it comes to our mental health, self-care can help you manage stress, lower your risk of illness, and increase your energy. All of that, which is very necessary to being a parent, right? So when I think of self-care, I think of sleep. I'm like, oh, I just want to sleep for a day and not have to do anything. I want you to stop and think about, what does self-care mean to you? And if you could choose anything for self-care, what would that be? So after you've thought about that for a minute, I want you to look at these 5 principles about self-care. So it's really about paying attention to our own emotional and physical needs. So I'm sure you've heard that eating well, eating like a balanced diet, getting plenty of water, all helps our bodies function in the best healthy possible way. Getting some exercise, being active, going for a walk, and just being outside is really good for our mental and physical health. Healthy sleep, that is another big key component to being healthy and living a balanced life, is being able to get about 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep per night. Some of you are probably thinking, how is that even possible? Or that sounds like a dream come true. But if at all possible, it is really best for our bodies to be able to get some rest and recharge for the next day. Reducing stress, making time to do some things that bring us joy. So a lot of us have things going on in our lives that we can't stop that are stressful, but we have to then incorporate times in our day that bring us joy, whether that's lighting a favorite candle, reading a chapter in one of your favorite books, talking to a friend for 5 minutes, or sitting outside and enjoying the fresh air, something like that, that can bring a little bit of joy amongst all the chaos of our days. And then the 5th, I kind of mentioned reaching out to a friend, making some sort of contact with another adult. I know a lot of us have kids at home, and we feel like we never really get to talk to an adult or have a real conversation with another adult. So that is really important, that we feel connected and we feel like we're able to connect with another adult, whether that be someone that you live with or that you don't. Here are some common ideas of self-care that people commonly want to achieve. The first one's my favorite. It's getting plenty of sleep. Can be as simple as enjoying some sunshine, or gardening outside for a little while, or cuddling your favorite pet. I know cuddling with my dog really recharges me. Or you can cuddle with a human. Getting a hug can really help recharge those batteries. And again, talking to yourself or talking to others, just as long as you're trying to communicate and feel connected with somebody. Here are a few myths about self-care. One of them is that it's like an indulgence, and that's not true. It's really part of taking care of yourself and really just giving yourself a few minutes to recharge and kind of calibrate your body. So it's not an indulgence, it's more of a necessity. Another is that it's selfish, and honestly, it can't be selfish because we have to be able to keep our bodies going, just like we have to get an oil change for our car to be able to have it continue to run. And not have issues on the road where we're driving our kids to and from everything. It's the same thing. It's that maintenance and taking care of ourselves. Some people think it's like a one-time experience, like going on a big trip or something like that, something indulgent. And that's not true. It can be something very simple. It can be free, something very easy that you do in your daily routine or weekly routine. And time consuming, like I said, it can just be a few minutes. It can be listening to a favorite song or reading that one chapter in your book or sitting and meditating for a few minutes. It doesn't have to be a large chunk of time, even though we probably would like for it to be. So here's another, some myths about self-care. And it's, again, talking about that it has to be like an extracurricular activity, like it has to be a big event, like going to get your nails done or going to hit, balls for golf ball or something like that. And it doesn't have to be an actual event. It can be something smaller, something maybe more affordable, attainable in your daily schedule. And then also, as this goes on, talking about overindulging and then also sometimes avoiding self-care can be really harmful. And also just not doing it because you thought it didn't work if you've tried one way. There's a lot of different ways that we're going to talk about here of taking care of yourself. And so we wouldn't want you to rule out self-care as a whole if one activity didn't fit your needs or your likes. So you might be thinking, well, I don't have time to take care of myself because I'm taking care of everybody else. Believe me, I hear that a lot. I think I even say that to myself. Self-care sounds expensive and I don't have room in my budget for unnecessary things. Or you might be thinking, I'm fine, I'll be fine. I always push through. I'm not weak. Well, my rebuttal to that is that taking care of yourself doesn't have to take a lot of time, doesn't have to cost anything, and it does not mean that you are weak. It actually means you're well balanced and you're taking care of yourself. I want you to think about what the flight attendant teaches us every time we get on an airplane to go for a trip. What do they want us to do? They want us to put on our own oxygen mask before we put on an oxygen mask of someone next to us, especially our child. So what does that mean? It means we're taking care of ourselves, we're giving ourselves oxygen so we can take care and help other people. So that means self-care is not a new concept. We've been having to do this for ages, especially when it comes down to something as important as oxygen, which we all need to breathe and to live. So this is one of my favorite quotes, is that you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to take care of yourself so that the cup is refilled. So essentially, like giving the oxygen to yourself and then to your child, self-care really does save lives, and it really does, helping us not burn out, helping us not kind of reach our wits' end and quote unquote lose it. It really is life-saving for a lot of people. Here are a few more examples of some self-care. If I go too fast, you can come back and pause this and look at some of these options. Of course, I like getting good sleep. That is kind of a theme with me, as you can tell. Taking some deep breaths, just pausing life and noticing your breath and counting in and out and being present in that can be helpful. Yoga moments or poses, going for a walk, calling a friend, maybe just taking those 5 minutes out of your day while you're driving here and there to pick up a child, that you can just call and make a connection with a person. I don't think we realize how necessary it is for us to feel connected and not alone. Here are some more things we talked about, eating healthy and drinking lots of water. Some of you may be thinking, well, how am I going to remember to do this? I have a million other things to do, plus the laundry, plus making lunches and everything else. Well, I have set on my phone some timers throughout the day that are called mindfulness moments. And those are times that when I just need to stop everything that I'm doing and think about where I am and what I'm doing and be present in the moment. Be grateful for all that I have, even amongst all the challenges that are swirling around me, just pausing, noticing, and breathing. And that really helps kind of recharge and refill that cup, so to speak. Talking to friends is another important one. Some of us are so busy running here and there. We're talking to little people all the time that we feel like we don't feel connected to other people. And so it's really important to really reach out and feel that connection with others. And if that's not enough and you feel like you need more, this is an opportunity to ask for help. There is no shame in asking for help. Maybe you need to talk to your doctor, or maybe reach out for like a counselor or some other additional support. And that's okay. That is what it's there for. And that's that we all have different needs at different times in our lives. So if this is a sign to you that you need to ask for help and contact your general practitioner or a therapist, if you have one, please do that. We all have different needs and we all have different ways of coping with those different needs in our lives. And again, I'm so glad you're here. You're watching this video for a reason, and I hope you're able to take at least something away from this to help improve your daily life. Here's some ideas for self-care. We talked about meditating a little bit, journaling. You can take a small power nap. That sounds amazing to me. Some other things like stretching or drinking your favorite hot tea or having a little treat that you enjoy. I know I feel a lot less stressful when I declutter my my kitchen workspace. That really stresses me out when the kids' backpacks and everything are everywhere. So if I can kind of get that cleared out, it really helps calm me down as well. And just spending some time doing things that make you happy, whatever that means. If that's listening to your favorite song, maybe journaling, or using an adult coloring book or something like that, that's really important. Here are some other ideas. One of my favorite is living on that animal. I have a dog that I love to snuggle with. And I'm assuming that you can resonate with at least one or two of these examples here. And I wanted to close out with the fact that self-care is not selfish. It's necessary. Again, oil changes are necessary. Oxygen masks are part of our safety preventions in flying, and self-care should be a part of our daily practice and exercise as being a healthy adult. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, I'm Ann Pelt with SSD. Otherwise, you can contact one of your social workers also, who can help you with some resources. Thanks, and make it a great day. Bye-bye.